Have you ever felt like you're constantly on edge? Like even the smallest things set you off and you just don't know why? Maybe you felt like this sudden anger rise in your chest over something as small as someone cutting you off in traffic or someone not texting you back, and deep down you wonder, why am I always overreacting like this? Well, let me tell you that you are not alone and you are not broken. Today we're going to talk about what is really behind that anger and why it's likely tied to a wound from your childhood that's been left unhealed. Are you ready to dive in? Let's find out the root cause of your anger. Most people think anger is just an emotion, but in reality, anger is often a protector. It's doing the role of protecting you. In the surface, the emotion of anger masks deeper pain though. And when it shows up constantly or without explanation, say when you're always irritated, reactive, exploding over little things, it is usually because there's a childhood wound that never got the chance to heal. Here are some pain points I want to bring up of people that have buried anger, and if you resonate with one of them, drop what you resonate with down in the comments. You maybe feel emotionally volatile but cannot explain why. You feel guilty after outbursts, especially with loved ones. You struggle with being misunderstood or too much. You're constantly carrying tension in your chest, your jaw, your upper back, based on anxiety of that anger. You might be fearing abandonment, yet you push people away. You feel like your inner child is screaming. You just don't know how to listen to that child's voice. In childhood, if you were not allowed to express your needs, anger, sadness, or fears, you most likely internalized the belief, maybe it's not safe for me to feel, it's not safe for me to speak up. So what happens? You grew up suppressing everything, all your feelings, until it boils over and you become angry. Let me tell you about it. One of my clients, let's name her Elena. One of my clients who came to me deeply frustrated with herself. She said, Melissa, I'm always on edge. The smallest things, such as my kids spilling juice, my partner forgetting something, would set me off. And then I'll be ashamed of it. I'll cry, wonder why I can't control my anger. I don't want to be this person. Please help me. During our RTT session, because RTT is so powerful, we trace her anger back to one of her childhood scenes. And what we found out was heartbreaking, but yet very eye-opening. Elena grew up in a strict traditional home where emotions were not welcome. Her father, who had been raised in a household where discipline meant control, believed that expressing emotions was weak and disrespectful. He had never learned how to process his own pain, so he used yelling and harshness as a form of mechanism of power and control. Not because he didn't love Elena, but because it was the only way he knew to be in charge. When Elena cried, he would tell her things such as, "Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about." When Elena voiced her opinion, he'll cut her off with, "Children aren't meant to be quiet, don't talk back." Over time, Elena learned a dangerous lesson, and she made some subconscious beliefs about herself, such as, "My voice does not matter. Why even bother to speak up? My emotions are not safe. They're never valid. If I speak up, I will be punished." That silencing did not go away though. It turned into internalized rage. As an adult, her inner child was still screaming to be heard, but had no words, no voice. So the rage, what happens, comes out sideways. It comes to interrupt her relationships, her interactions with others, and even her tone. During our RTT session, we did a process called dialogue with the herder. We gave that hurt part a piece, and Elena got to speak to her father, not to blame him, but to finally release everything she had bottled up for decades. She cried, she screamed, and then she saw him not as the monster she feared, but as a broken little boy himself, raised in a home without love or safety. And that's what we came up with. She stepped into a second process called Becoming the Loving Parent, where we got to reparent herself. We gave her inner child a voice. She said, "I'm sorry they didn't hear you, but I take the role now as a parent, and now I hear you, and I will never silence you again. I am compassionate and love you in every single way." And that's when the real healing began, when she stopped suppressing her emotions and let them out. From that day forward, Elena didn't just manage her anger, she understood it. She started feeling safe in her body. She started accepting herself and being compassionate. She no longer feared being triggered because she finally knew how to listen to herself and accept her emotions and feelings. So if this resonates with you, I want you to take a few minutes to do a short hypnosis introspection for yourself. I want you to deep breath in and out. Close your eyes. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine you're standing in a calm, quiet forest. The sunlight gently filters through the trees, warming your skin. You hear the soft rustle of leaves, and your breath slows down. Now imagine in front of you is a younger version of yourself, maybe 5, 6, or 7 years old. He or she looks up at you confused, maybe even scared. You kneel down beside him or her and look at them in the eyes and say, "I'm sorry they didn't hear you, but I do hear you now. I'm here now. You can speak. You are safe." And I want you to just stay quiet, let them speak whatever they need to speak, whatever comes up, let it rise, and just listen. Listen to that child's voice. Now I want you to breathe in and exhale, and imagine wrapping that child in the biggest hug. Hug yourself. Feel this peace that starts to embellish you. feel that peace that your inner child needs, and repeat after me silently or out loud. I am safe to feel. It is safe for me to express myself. It is safe to be me. I honor all parts of me. My inner child is safe with me. I no longer carry their pain, their silence, their shame. I release it now with love and compassion. Take another deep breath, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. How do you feel? Write it down in the comments. I want you to know that anger is never random. It's your inner child way of saying, please see me, please acknowledge me, hear me out, help me feel safe. The truth is, you're not broken, you're just carrying pain that was never giving you space to heal. And that healing starts the moment you choose to turn inward with compassion and acceptance. If this message resonated with you, please comment down below. What was your biggest breakthrough? This is a safe space for you to express yourself. Be authentic. Share whatever comes up, whatever it is. Remember that whatever is bottled up and pops open, that's where the true healing begins. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Hit the thumbs up and spread the love by sharing this video. I want you to remember, you were never too much. You were simply never giving the space to be all of who you are. You matter, you're enough, you're worthy. Thank you so much. Namaste. Love you all.